Two people can have the same talent, the same time, the same idea, but only one succeeds. Why? Because one believes, this is possible for me, and the other whispers, who am I to dream that big? Your life will always rise to the level of your self-belief. Always. Remember a time you finally achieved something you once thought was out of reach. A job, a relationship, a skill. It felt impossible until it wasn't. Your belief expanded, and your life expanded with it. Ask yourself right now, what dream have you been shrinking because you didn't feel worthy of it? It's time to claim it. Take bold, imperfect action. Knowledge is not enough. Habits are not enough. Clarity is not enough. Wealth and success belong to the ones who act, not when they feel ready, not when the timing is perfect, not when everything aligns, but when the idea appears. Jim would say, life responds to boldness. Think about the biggest opportunities in your life so far. Weren't they the result of stepping forward, even when you were nervous, even when you had doubts? Action creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence, and confidence creates opportunity. Start small, but start now. Transform your identity. Here's the final truth. You don't succeed by forcing new habits. You succeed by becoming the kind of person who naturally lives those habits. A wealthy person thinks differently. A disciplined person acts differently. A growth-focused person responds differently. Identity shapes behavior, and behavior shapes destiny. So here's your transformation question. Who must you become to live the life you want? Not someday, not eventually, but starting today. Picture that version of yourself, calm, disciplined, confident, focused. Now carry that image into everything you do. Soon, your actions will match your vision, and your results will match your actions. If you truly want wealth and success, remember this. Take responsibility, guard your environment, build compounding habits, write clear goals, believe you deserve more, act boldly, and grow into the identity of the person you are becoming. Wealth is not an event. It's a journey of daily disciplines, daily decisions, and daily courage. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect timing. You just need to begin. Now I want to hear from you. Are you ready to grow? Are you taking action? What's one habit you'll start today? Drop your comment below. I'm ready to grow. I'm taking action. Here's one habit I'll start today. Your journey starts now. If you truly want wealth, if you truly want success, then listen closely. Because most people don't fail due to a lack of opportunity. They fail because they never learned the philosophy behind wealth, the mindset, the habits, the discipline. Jim Rohn used to say, success is something you attract by the person you become. So the real question is, who are you becoming? Today we're going to talk about the simple but powerful principles that create success, not overnight, but over time. And if you can absorb them, even one of them, your life will never be the same. Understand that wealth begins in the mind. Before success ever shows up in your bank account, it shows up in your thinking. Your beliefs shape your actions, and your actions shape your results. Think of your mind like a garden. If you plant weeds, doubt, excuses, fear, you can't expect a harvest of wealth. But if you plant discipline, learning, responsibility, that garden begins to look very different. Jim used to tell a story. Two men work the same job, earn the same paycheck, live in the same town. But one of them studies an hour a day, reads a book a week, learns a new skill every month. 10 years later, their lives look nothing alike. Why? Because one invested in his mind. Wealth always starts there. Let me ask you, what are you planting in the garden of your mind each day? Discipline, the bridge between dreams and reality. Everyone has dreams, but discipline decides who reaches them. Most people wait for motivation, but motivation is unpredictable. It fades, it rises, it disappears. Discipline, though, discipline is a decision. Jim Rohn would say, a few simple disciplines practiced every day can lead to a lifetime of success. Imagine someone who wants to get fit. They don't need to run a marathon tomorrow. They just need to walk 20 minutes a day. 5 years later, they're unrecognizable. Not because of a giant effort, but because of a small effort repeated. The same is true for your finances, your career, your relationships. Success doesn't demand perfection, just consistency. Ask yourself, What small discipline could you start today that would compound for years to come? Take full responsibility for your life. This is the turning point. Nothing changes until you take ownership. Jim Rohn taught that you must learn to say, I am responsible for my past and I am responsible for my future. Not your boss, not your parents, not the economy, not luck, because the moment you blame, you give away your power. Think of a ship without a captain. It drifts, it wanders, it crashes, but the moment someone takes the wheel, everything changes. Your life works the same way. When you take responsibility, you gain control. And when you gain control, you gain direction. And when you gain direction, you gain destiny. So ask yourself, where have I been drifting? And where do I need to take the wheel again? Change your environment. Change your future. Jim Rohn famously said, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you spend time with people who complain, you learn to complain. If you spend time with people who invest, you learn to invest. If you spend time with people who are excited about the future, suddenly the future looks exciting. Think back to a time when you were around someone truly inspiring, someone who made you think bigger, act bolder, aim higher. Didn't your mindset shift almost instantly? Your environment is like the temperature of a room. Stay long enough and you adjust to it, whether it's warm or cold. So ask yourself, who is raising your temperature and who is lowering it? Sometimes wealth begins with the courage to step out of a limiting circle and into a growth-focused one. Build habits that multiply, not habits that drain. Wealth doesn't come from one big decision. It comes from thousands of small ones. Jim used to say, success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Imagine 2 people. One scrolls endlessly for an hour each night. The other learns a new skill for an hour each night. After 1 week, there's almost no difference. After 1 year, the gap is noticeable. After 5 years, they're living completely different lives. That's the power of compounding habits. So let's make this practical. Here are simple habits that multiply. Reading 10 pages a day, saving 10% of everything you earn, setting goals every morning, reflecting every night, listening to educational content during your commute. These tiny decisions are like planting seeds. They grow almost silently until one day they become a forest. Ask yourself, which habit in your life is silently robbing you, and which habit could transform you? The power of clear, written goals. You've probably heard people say, I have goals. But here's the truth. Goals that live in your head are just wishes. Goals that are written down, reviewed, and acted on. They become a blueprint. Jim Rohn would carry index cards with his goals written on them. He said, when you write a goal, you send your mind a message. This matters. Find a way. Think of a builder constructing a house. They don't wake up and say, let's just see what happens. No, they work from a blueprint, line by line, detail by detail. Your life deserves the same clarity. So here's a challenge. Tonight, write down your top 5 goals. Not vague dreams, but specific, measurable targets. Because when you know what you want, the world opens doors you didn't even notice before. Believe you deserve more. This one isn't about skill, and it isn't about opportunity. It's about belief. Jim Rohn often said, the major reason for not getting what you want is thinking you don't deserve it. Think about that.